Opposition leader Polye has challenged the government and the extractive industry players to advance discussion in establishing the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. Mr. Polye says there's a need to establish the EITI to ensure the extractive industry, which PNG's economy depends on, is transparent in its operations. The opposition leader says the Mining and Petroleum Conference is the avenue this discussion should take place. However, the conference held this week in Port Moresby had no mention of EITI. Gabriel Bego reports.
Mr. Polye challenged the government and players in the extractive industry to establish the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, which is to ensure transparency in the mining and petroleum sector's operations and revenue flows. Polye says EITI is lacking in PNG, a country rich in these two sectors as major contributors to the economy. He challenged the Mining and Petroleum Conference that got underway in Port Moresby this week.
Yes, of course we know the LNG project in PNG is advantages. Nobody doesn't know about this. We know about this. Of course we know the mining industry is good, but there's no transparency in the corporate world. The miners are not transparent. Petroleum companies are not transparent. That's why when I was treasurer, I introduced the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative called the EITI.
Polye says the conference should talk about such issues rather than focusing mainly on the potential and development of mining and petroleum projects, which has been the case all through.
About the EITI, that I would like the extractive industry to talk about and debate in this conference is a sovereign wealth fund. As the government has to, is the structure of the sovereign wealth fund established and passed by floor of parliament is in line with the Santiago principles.
The Mining and Petroleum Conference discussed, amongst others, the potential in the sectors and focused more on investments. Polye says the conference also failed to highlight on the inflow of the PNG LNG project revenue, which was also not included in the budget. He says these are issues that should be made clear to the people instead of focusing more on the sector's development. Gabriel Bego, NBC National News, Port Moresby.